All right, coming up live here in just a second. Gonna check out and make sure. I can't remember if this thing tells me. I have to look at it each time. We're in the pre-show banter here for 12 Points live stream, brought to you by the Northeast Georgia Council. And there we go. We are live. All right, folks. Welcome to the show. Just cranking it up a little bit early for a few minutes here with some pre-show banter. Maybe you can guess who our special guest is. Say a quick hello there, special guest.
Hey, everybody.
All right. So we've got a big topic today, 12 points. And also, we're kind of getting in the holiday spirit. So we got a little bit of holiday spirit surprise for you when we come on board here in just a few minutes.
Hey, and I got some giveaways too.
Yes, we do have. I also came with some giveaways, but we'll let special guests take precedence on the special giveaways today.
Okay.
And let's see, Phil, Phil's on the show. Did you?
Have everybody.
Phil, have I got your audio there?
Can you hear me?
I can almost barely not hear you.
Yeah, you're almost there.
Okay.
Hey, let me tell you about my first giveaway.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it. My first giveaway. Anyone who comes up to me at University of Scouting and asks for it.
Me not knowing exactly who you are, special guest,
Hi.
mystery guest.
I'm Ed Henderson, and I'm going to be at University of Scouting, and I hope you are too. And the reason I'm going to be there is because I and about 55 of my best friends have put together a great training event for you that we're going to talk about tonight.
It's going to be good.
But I have some patches. I have some legacy patches that I want to give away. And I got 4 of them, and I'll tell you about the first one right now. So this is a Camp Rainy Mountain 2015 leader patch. And the first person that comes up to me at University of Scouting and says, hey, I heard you giving away a patch, can choose from this one or one of the other 3, which I will talk about in a little while.
Very good. All right. We've got a couple of other special guests or a couple of other special giveaways for today. Hope that's okay with you, Phil.
Yeah, always okay with some fun giveaways.
All right. Yes, very good. So we've got, hey, listen, if you're just joining us, we're about to begin going live right at straight up and down 6 p.m. for 12 points. It's our council's live stream where we talk about what's coming up next. Join the fun. Drop a comment or a question, and we'll answer it live on the program. Do that right now in the comments. We'll see it. We'll put it up on the screen. Also, give your shout outs. It's kind of like I think it's turned into like a district, a battle of the districts who can be represented on the live stream. So we'll see. We've got Sweetwater in the house. We've got Appalachia in the house, but it's kind of cheating because it's me. But otherwise, folks, join us. We've got 8 or so folks on, but drop a shout out down. What pack are you from? What troop are you from? Tell us who you are and how was Thanksgiving. We're live on the program today. It's 12 points, the live stream by the Northeast Georgia Council. And there's the first one. Lynn Francis from the Etowah District is on the show today. Lynn, welcome to the show, and thanks for being with us. It is a great day for scouting, and we are live with our special guest, who I will do a formal introduction of. But of course, yours truly, Daniel Victorio from the Appalachia District, Phil Nichols, our illustrious camp director and program director extraordinaire, and Alex Fritz, Area 1 field director and scouting guru of the Gwinnett and Walton County districts. And here is Stacy. Sweetwater's here too. Welcome to the show, Sweetwater and Etowah. You are live with us on the 12 Points live stream program, and we're so glad to be with all of you today. 12 Points is brought to you by Trails End. Plan your ideal year of scouting. We just wrapped up a tremendous one of the biggest ones ever, right, Phil? Popcorn campaign.
It was the biggest in over 10 years. It was a huge sale.
So that's a big success for the whole of Northeast Georgia Council. Congratulations to the popcorn sellers of the Northeast Georgia Council for making your ideal year of scouting popcorn possible. That's enough on popcorn. I think we're all kind of popcorned out, aren't you guys?
It's a little popped.
So yes, all right. On with the intro here. Don't forget, drop your comments, questions, shout outs down below. We'll broadcast it live on the program. Ask questions. We have a resident expert here today on all things University of Scouting, and this is the time. So drop your questions and comments down in the comments below. And we'll answer them right here live on the program. Like old buddy Scott Vanderite is on from the Percy Priest District in Middle Tennessee Council. We are far-reaching in the program today. Welcome aboard, Scott. And if y'all don't know the tie here, Scott's dad was my first Scoutmaster of Troop 582 in Snellville, Georgia. So shout out. There's really shout out to the Percy Priest District, but really old Alcovey and now Sweetwater District. So our show is about tips, tricks, and best practices. And if you like this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. This rebroadcasts on YouTube and here live on Facebook. That helps our channel and lets us know that this is the kind of content that you value. Tips, tricks, and best practices throughout this discussion today. And it only works when you drop your questions and comments down in the comment box. And speaking of Big Red Bus, there's old Peter. The commissioners are here and well represented. Thanks for being with us today again, Peter. On today's show, it's all things University of Scouting. Many of you have been there before. Some of you haven't been in a while. We're here to tell you about why you need to attend this year's University of Scouting. And here's Josh from Troop 514. That's Appalachia District, everybody. Ding, ding, ding. So we've got a wide representation today. That is very good. This is very good. Thank you for joining us on the show today, Josh. If you'd like to skip ahead in the video, top 12 reasons to go to University of Scouting, and I've got the full slate of topics that we'll cover today. It's 12 for 12 points, and because that's the name of our show. Today's broadcast brought to you by the highly motivated, truly dedicated Rainy Mountain Camp staff, celebrating 70 years of Scouting's most treasured and beloved adventure destination. Beautiful Camp Rainy Mountain is nestled in the mountains of Northeast Georgia, surrounded on all sides by that sunny, misty green valley. Rainy Mountain is our home for some of Scouting's most cherished memories. Troops travel from all over the Southeast and beyond to visit, not just for the 70-plus merit badge and advancement programs, out of this world high adventure, our one-of-a-kind first-year camper program called The New Trail. Genuine wilderness experiences, no country club vibes here, and no cell phone towers. You can connect to that part of Scouting that truly matters, the history, the heritage, the wonder, the magic of Camp Rainy Mountain. And welcome to the show, everybody. As we get started, I just wanted to do that quick tribute to the 70th anniversary of Camp Rainy Mountain and a big summer that we're going to have. Phil, tell us a little bit about that before we start into the main topic today.
Yeah, I tell you what, I couldn't have said it much better myself, Daniel. We've got some big things planned for our upcoming 70th anniversary at Camp Rainy Mountain. Camp Rainy Mountain's a special place to all those who have been there, and we'd love to have your troop join us next summer. Spaces are filling up. We have a lot of really cool stuff coming to camp. We've just had a bunch of work done down at our COPE course. So if any of your older scouts are looking for something fun, something exciting to do, we're going to have a fully refurbished COPE course coming up next summer.
Yes.
Yeah, we're also going to be teaching intro to outdoor leader skills for your scouts, something brand new to our camp. So we have a lot of really cool stuff on top of the traditional over 70 merit badges, top of the line first-year camper program for your younger scouts. We've got something for everybody at Camp Rainy Mountain.
Absolutely, and what a great time and what a great season. Camp Rainy Mountain is going to get its own show, so we won't belabor that point, but it is the 70th anniversary, and we couldn't leave the show without saying that again today. So here we are in all things University of Scouting in our show today. If you haven't registered, by the way, grab that, screen cap this right here and grab that QR code. Go register right now. and get on board. Be with us there on, even if you've been before, there are plenty of things that you haven't seen and plenty of reasons for you to be there, even if you've done it all before. So let's give some shout outs here while we're on the show. Today's special guest, University of Chancellor Ed Henderson, our resident expert and head man in charge. University of Scouting wouldn't be what it is without your leadership and support. Ed, thank you for joining us on the show today. And
you give me too much credit.
Hello.
You give me too much credit. I couldn't do this with about 50 something other people who are going to be there just to make this a great event for everyone.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great show, and I know that we'll get a lot of great questions, but let's start with some shout outs to our troops. Here's Cherokee District now, Pack 3537 from Watkinsville. Hello, Emily. Welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us. And here's another Appalachie, Pack 544 and Troop 501. Chris, thank you for joining the show. If you guys have any questions about University of Scouting as we go along, we're gonna answer them live right here on the program. And so that's what 12 points is all about. We have exactly 12 points to cover today with these folks in the rounds, and we'll try not to walk all over each other, but really we're going to defer a lot to you, Mr. Ed, in the hopes that we can talk to folks and help promote this great program and huge training opportunity that really everybody should be at. And so 12 great reasons you need to be at the University of Scouting. Let's start with number one. You guys ready?
Let's hear it.
I'm ready.
I'm going to keep doing the shout outs as we go along too, by the way, so I may bust in with that. Number one, and probably most importantly, point number one, every scout deserves ... That old adage, Mr. Ed. What are we talking about here?
Every scout deserves a trained leader.
And
I'm going to go ahead and throw some boring statistics at you. I know you're probably not ready for boring, but we have 10 classes just set out for Cub leaders alone. We have 16 more that are just for Scouts BSA leaders. And if that isn't enough, we have 22 more general classes that are open for everybody. And 16 of these are open to youth leaders as well. And then you can choose any 6 from the list. And again, that's not even all of them. Those are just the ones that
let me break it up there for just a second. It's not just for adults, right? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, we have 16 classes open for youth.
That's
a good amount to choose from for one day's training.
Okay, that was a mouthful right there. That was a ton of stuff to hear about University of Scouting right off the bat. I was going to say right there in the in that first slide. You know, you can think of 12 good reasons that you need to be at University of Scouting, and I bet they all have names. And so I want you to think about it that way first. But Mr. Ed, give us some highlights of some of the courses that we're that we wanted to talk about today.
Well, you know, we have 14 advancement classes, and this starts out with anything for Cub Scout leaders all the way up to Eagle boards, and we have training for merit badge counselors. I think we have 3 different merit badge counselor training classes with different scope. We have a number of leadership classes that help scoutmasters and assistant scoutmasters learn the ropes. We have 2 Scoutbook classes, one for Cub Scout leaders and one for Scouts BSA leaders.
I get a lot of questions on that subject. Yes,
I have a special class. You can take the Cub Scout Woodcraft class, make a fun project, learn how to make several different projects that you can take back to your Cub Scouts to teach them how to do stuff.
So that was that's a bunch. I have a lot of questions about Scoutbook, by the way. So that is I need to go sign up.
We have a class for you.
If y'all didn't know, and district executives, poor guys, I'm one of them, but not to lament what I do in scouting, but I get so many questions about Scoutbook that I cannot answer. There's not a thing that says district executive tell but everybody tells them, well, call Daniel.
All right, I'm signing you up for that class right now. You got to be in it.
Okay, right. I'll be there.
well, I'll talk to your boss. I'll see if he'll give you up for a few hours.
Okay, I'll be there. All right, so right off the bat in point one, every scout deserves, Eric says, a well-trained leader. Eric from Pack 1010 in the Appalachie District, welcome aboard. Thanks for being on the show. Everybody, thank you for being with us again. if you're just joining us, drop those questions and comments and shout outs down in the comments below. Do it right now, and we'll keep carrying on in the show today. A couple of key ones that we wanted to highlight: University of Scouting, some tried and true classes, favorites. Cub Scouts, Let the Races Begin. There's another place to talk about this one later in the program, but Let the Races Begin. It talks about not just Pinewood Derby, but I think all the races. And so if you're new to Cub Scouting and you want to learn about these topics, or if you're the new Pinewood Derby chair for your pack, it's a pretty big task. It's pretty daunting. That's the class for you. You need that.
Yes.
So that if that's the only reason you go, there it is right there. Lashings and camp gadgets.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, Daniel. Right. We have 3 different rope and knot classes. Plus we have a paracord class. So you can learn basic knots. If you're a leader and you need to teach your scouts how to tie those basic knots that they need for advancement, and you're looking at the book trying to figure it out, that's the class for you. You're going to put your hands on, you're going to have an experienced leader teaching you how to do those knots so that you can go back and teach them to your scouts. And then there's a lashing and camp gadgets. I'm talking all over you, I know. But then there's an advanced knots class. So if you have learned all the basic knots and you just want to do more, we have an advanced class for you where you can do decorative knots and maybe learn some climbing knots and all this other stuff. There's some great knots classes.
Yeah. So knots is something interesting to me for sure. And I want to add to that, but that is just the one off the top of my head, like something that I think everybody needs, but a lot of leaders feel really intimidated by. So let's get it easy right here. Yeah. I put up this one, backpack and backcountry cooking. I put that one up because it fills up.
It does. And registration is down this year. So there are a number of seats in that class right there. I bet probably 10 people could get in that class right now if they registered. There's that much space. And that's one of our most popular classes most years. And this year, there's plenty of space. So go get in that class. You will love it. It's taught by David Moore. He's a great outdoorsman. He knows how to do it, and he's going to teach everybody how to do it. Yeah, that class is open for scouts also.
So anybody can take that, but that there might be 10 seats open in that. That is, I've been away for a while, but and coming back, David Moore's taught this class for a long time. One of my favorite scout leaders, and probably one of the biggest celebrities of University of Scouting in that cooking class. Everybody takes it. So if you want that seat, go get it right now. Don't let 10 seats be available after this show is complete. I got one more shout out that just popped up here too. Rob says knots are always yes, of course.
Hey, that's one of my instructors.
He's
pitching his class.
Being on the show.
Go, Rob, go.
So what you're saying is he'll be tied up all day?
Very good. We are in full show mode here today. That's right. I had I noted that there are some new courses in the catalog. When I just went to the catalog, by the way, if you're wondering how to view the catalog, the course catalog, it is on the website. And so just when you travel over, register online now at nega-bsa.org. Find University of Scouting on the front page, and one of the things right there on that page takes you to the course catalog, and it will tell you, and it's very easily highlighted. They say new right next to the course. So these are, in other words, for everybody that's been there and done that, these are the ones you have not done because they're brand new. We just put them on there. And it says it right there, Cub Rangemaster Training. Now, you may have done this one, but I put this on there. We haven't offered this, I don't think, at University of Scouting before, have we?
It's been a few years.
And so this one, I'll say, just for Appalachia's sake, and probably for other districts, we need more range masters to be trained in Cub Scout Rangemaster.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, because you can't run the range without them, and you could be, not only is it fun to learn, it'll be fun, and it's got a lot of good information. It will be something that you can be instrumental in helping the Cub Scout Outdoor program with. I put on here spreadsheets for unit leaders, event coordinators, and camp directors. And again, the word spreadsheets just sounds boring right off the bat, but I am like, oh man, if I could pull it together. And actually, I know that some of the spreadsheets that they'll use are ones that we just started using this year for family camping weekends. And so I know the instructor for this one, she does a great job at this kind of stuff. And I think that you'll find it very interesting and enlightening how easy it
So that
is
was
to.
part of our attempt to bring in some more generalized classes that could help people
Yeah.
out, because not everything is always about scouting, believe it or not. I know that's weird, but this is something that could help you in your job. It could help you in your private life at home. Maybe you like making lists of things. Maybe you're making grocery lists. I don't know, and you need some way of organizing it. So spreadsheets. This will go into Microsoft Excel predominantly, and this is from a trained Microsoft Excel instructor, and she knows the stuff, and she will help you use this product so that you can use it for scouting or whatever you need to.
Yeah, that's great. I got a thumbs up from Brett Labar. I think that's Etowah District. Welcome to the show. Repping the Etowah District folks. And then Rose, longtime viewer, always on the show. She says, I love spreadsheets. So perfect timing on that one. And Brett says, thanks, Rose.
Daniel, did you bring your hot cocoa tonight? I don't know. I haven't seen.
I've just got my.
Okay.
It's actually a cold. It's a Coke Zero.
Well, Alex should be sipping cocoa next to his Christmas tree, shouldn't he?
It's in a coffee mug though. But anyway, so I also and just so that y'all could see the spirited. I did some decorating of the studio here with my one ornament. That's all you get, and my Christmas hat. And Alex, the sweater is
Christmas sweater on the tree.
It beats all. I wish we had just done one with a Christmas sweater. I got that text very, very late in the show prep, but anyway, so I think that about does it. On point 2, I can go through this one pretty quickly, but it's conveniently located. University of Scouting is annually at Frank Osborne Middle School in kind of the north part of Gwinnett County. Right off of I-85, you're looking at the arrows coming from northbound on I-85. You can get off at the Hamilton Mill exit, and it puts you close. You can get off at the Spout Springs exit, it puts you close. And you can see where I've marked Highway 124 that goes right past it. Right next to Mill Creek High School. I don't know why I made one bigger than the other. It's obviously not that way. But convenient to the biggest, most populated part of our population center, but pretty convenient to get in and out of too, for the sake of our folks that are traveling from a distance. But again, located at Osborne Middle School in the northern part, almost in kind of the what would you say, Hamilton Mill, kind of Decula area, Alex?
Yeah, almost Houston, Brazelton.
Yeah, that almost in Brazelton, so very convenient from there as well. Number 3, our special guest speaker, not Ed, but our special guest speaker at University of Scouting. Ed, tell us a little bit. I mean, I could go on for days about Mr. Bramlett.
So Mr. Bramlett he's a former council president of the Northeast Georgia Council. He has served a term as our area president, which once we reorganize, that's our National Service Territory 14 chairman, and he's a trout farmer. That's what he and his wife Ruth have done for about 40 years now, is run a trout farm, and he's just an exciting guy. He has done so much leadership throughout his life in different areas of volunteerism, and I'm hopefully that you can be there so that he can share some of that with you. He has been a president of the Farm Bureau, Georgia Farm Bureau. He's been on the Fannin County School Board for years. So a lot of leadership there to share with our leaders.
I helped with a group of scouts from the Mountain District. That's where Terry hails from, the Mountain District. This was a few years ago. And we were doing some prep hikes on the AT for a Philmont trip. And I guess just joining them for the day, up walks Terry Bramlett, hiking up the side of a mountain to join him for the morning. I thought that was so awesome. Our council president is just hiking up the side of a mountain on the Appalachian Trail to join us hikers on an AT prep hike. I thought that was really awesome. I've got to know Terry over the years. He is a wealth of knowledge. That's the value in this. And probably one of the best reasons to go to University of Scouting, in my opinion. Um, point number 4, and speaking of which, so it kind of ties in with our guest speaker. I hope that you'll get to talk to Mr. Bramlett, and you'll get to share some stories like I have in the past. He's one of us. He's a scouter, tried and true. But networking, not just with Mr. Bramlett, but with all the folks at University of Scouting, is probably one of the key, most valuable, I think, things to take away. Because it's not just the classes, right, Ed?
Right. And so if you attend the networking sessions in our midway, which will occur second or third period, plus it'll be open. I can add this. It'll be open before classes in the morning. So if you come early for registration, and if you're there by 8, that'll give you some time in the midway. And then also a portion of a lunch hour. This is good networking time when you can not only look at the displays that are there for you in the midway, but talk to other scouters and find out what's going on in other council, other districts. We've got people from 3 councils attending this event. So it's a real good opportunity to talk to people that you don't normally talk to. And again, Mr. Bramlett's session at our lunchtime, it's going to be a campfire chat type session. So he's going to be willing to answer some of your questions from him as well. Good networking time.
There really is no better place to have every single person across the council in one place at one time, where you can really get a chance to talk with everyone. It's amazing to see.
And I think it's a great for new folks, especially if you're new on the broadcast today, by the way, new folks, if you've never been to University of Scouting or you're a brand new den leader, this is absolutely something you should go to for the networking sake. I want you to know that you're not out there on your own. You are not alone. There are other brand new Tiger den leaders that have no clue what they're doing here. And University of Scouting is a great place to meet all of those folks and get those best tips, tricks, and practices to enhancing the scouting adventure for your brand new Cub Scout den or in your scout troop or venture crew. So networking is one of the most valuable things that we'll do. Let's go on to point number 5. Phil, can you fill us in on some of the points of the trading post here?
Absolutely. We're going to have a fully stocked trading post there at University of Scouting. A lot of good holiday shopping opportunities for you there. Camping gear, clothes, gift ideas, a lot of really cool stuff we're going to have for you at the University of Scouting. The biggest selling point, though, for all of you Cub Scout packs out there, we're going to have discounted Pinewood Derby cars there. For those that attend University of Scouting, you can buy a full case of Pinewood Derby cars.
And that's point number 6. Yep.
There we go. For only $235 for 48 cars. That's a 35% savings on Pinewood Derby cars. That's a huge discount. It's the only time during the year that that Pinewood Derby cars go on sale is at University of Scouting for those who are registered and attend. So by showing up, you can get Pinewood Derby cars for your pack. It's a huge value. 48 cars, $235. It's a no-brainer to get those.
I will say, no cheaters. You got to sign up and register to be at University of Scouting to get the Pinewood Derby car discount.
Yep.
Don't ask it. That's how we're going to do it. So you got to go to University of Scouting. You need to be there anyway. But get that big discount on Pinewood Derby car sales. And I know from talking to our Scout Shop manager that they never put those things on sale.
Never.
Any other time of year, you got to pay full price. Any other day of the year besides this one day.
The one great day, the first Saturday in December, they'll go on sale for everybody.
If it's $235 for the case, what do you calculate that savings to be? If a pack needs 48 cars, what's the savings?
It's a 35% savings that you're going to get. So think about it. 35%. It's almost. It's a lot. You're saving a bunch.
I'm terrible at math.
All right, so Daniel, you cheated on me, and you put 2 points together as one. So
Phil,
no, you're trying to get ahead. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of your time since you did that, and I'm going to give away some stuff. Can I give away some stuff right now?
Yeah, let's give away some stuff. You guys ready?
So I talked about this. This is a legacy patch that I mentioned at the beginning. I'm going to give this away. So you turn it the right way. This is a 2015 Camp Rainy Mountain Leader patch. I have another legacy patch. This is a Sweetwater District 2012 Fall Family Camping patch. I'm going to give that away. And then I have a 2004 Camp Rainy Mountain Northeast Georgia Council leader patch. So let me turn that right way.
That was during our
And finally, I have a very special patch, and this was given to me by a special friend. And this is not a legacy patch. This one's actually quite new. This is from the recent World Scout Jamboree, and this is Her Majesty the Queen special commemorative patch.
Wow.
And I'm going to pass this along to another scouter. And so I will have these 4 patches in my pocket plus a few more. And all you have to do is approach me at University of Scouting and say, hey, I heard you were giving away some patches. And I will pull out my pile of patches and let you choose one just for being there and attending. How's that sound?
There you go.
What a great
if you didn't
deal.
watch the show, you would never know. And Rose says, oh, that's amazing. And I tell you what.
I know Rose is going to come see Ed for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Rose. So in my hot little hands today, the Wise Outdoors camping cookware and mess kit. For the next person that comments, I'll be there down in the comments right now, and then you can pick up your mess kit at University of Scouting. Comment down below right now, give us that shout out and say I'll be there, and we'll flash that up on the screen in just a few minutes. And as we move along in the program, there's a bunch of y'all now. That just blew it up.
Well, that's how we get our comments up.
Oh, man. And some of you think you were first, but you weren't. I will show who. We can just show it in the order. We'll show it in backwards order. Thank you guys for being on the show today and being with us. Let's we'll continue on. We were on point 6, and before I move on, I will. I'll give it about another 10 seconds. Rob, sorry you didn't make it, but thanks for being on the show. And Stacy, that's kind of cheating, isn't it?
Well, that's a nice parting gift for both of you.
Rose, I've got a special gift for you for being a loyal listener, but I'll hold on to that one here. Just Rose, you see me at University of Scouting too. I've got your special prize. Eric, you didn't make it, but thanks for being on the show with us today. Lewis, you're great. Thank you for being on the show. Lynn, very, very close. You were the first commenter of the day, but not first in this competition. Brett, I mean, hairline close, Brett. It was so close. You were almost first place. That leaves none other than the one and only Doug Jones, longtime viewer and listener to the program. Doug, pick up your outdoor mess kit, which you can feel free to re-gift or use on your next camping adventure. It pays to join us on the program, and stay tuned for more giveaways during our show today. Let's move on in the program, guys. Doug, congratulations. Actually, I need to write that down in pen ink so I don't. Y'all help me remember. Doug's going to get mess kit number 1 at UOS. And I'll have that with you. You can pick that up for me at the University of Scouting. Thank you, everybody else. Doug said, what about me? He's not listening anymore. Yay. All right. Eric, congratulating Doug. Thanks on the win. Everybody, thank you for joining us today and being on the program. We're halfway through the 12 points program. Point number 7. Range master training for Cub Scout leaders. We kind of mentioned this already, Ed, but one more shout out, or Phil, either one of y'all, one more shout out on this topic for range masters.
Yeah, it's a really great opportunity if you're interested in helping out with the Cub Scout shooting sports program to become a range master. It's a half-a-day training course. It's a really great opportunity to go out and help the district, help the council out by running ranges. We're always looking for more great trained volunteers. Plus, you're being trained by some of the best. Amanda Payton, Steve Francis are taking care of it for us. And you're going to get a really quality education with them running the show.
Absolutely. I think it's a great reason to go just for that. And I've got like 5 or 6 people I'm going to call just to say, hey, you need to be there because we can't wait till the spring to have you range master trained. We're going to need you for other stuff. So
mind you, it also is a 2-year certificate.
Say that again, Alex.
Every 2 years, you got to renew.
That's right. Yep. So, but that is a good thing is when you get trained, it lasts for 2 years. So point number 8, we may spend a little time hanging out here, Mr. Ed, on just the basics. And this is kind of a generalized topic, but just the basics. I thought of a few things that we might queue up here, just the basics on some of the things that I think people should be a part of. But what are some basics that people need to be signing up for at University of Scouting this year?
Well, we are offering the Cub leader specific training. First off, that's the most basic, I guess. And so we've got a class for that. And it won't take up the entire day. You'll still have time to take a couple other classes too.
Absolutely. So if you missed out on your district's local basic leader training, brand new leaders especially, we offer it here. I try to tell people, don't wait till University of Scouting, but if you have missed it or it just wasn't convenient, this is the time. That don't make your kids, your scouts, wait any longer to have that basic level training. There's Brett again, Doug, the fastest typing fingers in the Northeast Georgia Council. That's true, but there's no trophy for that. There's just one giveaway.
Well, let me tell you, you had up there on your bullet points, you had Cub running a pack on a shoestring budget. We actually have 2 Cub finance classes this year. So if you just want to know the basics of what you need to know to be a committee chair or to be a pack treasurer, that class will get you going. But we have another class that's more in depth, and it helps you with the long-term planning of what you need to know to set up your pack for long-term success. And so that'll be like I think it's 101, 102 type classes. So the second one is going to be brand new for this year.
Absolutely.
And then I see you have Scoutmaster conferences and first class in the first year. First class in the first year has been one of our more popular classes this year. And it is not yet full, so you can still get in that one. I think we're running it like 4 sessions throughout the day to give you plenty of opportunity to get in that class. And so that's going to be a class that really helps the new assistant scoutmaster or new scoutmaster learn how to get their scouts past those first few ranks and get them into those leadership roles and get them working on some merit badges and, just get all that stuff behind them that they need to know to make first class rank and how to do that efficiently and keep them interested.
Yep, absolutely. And you guys have had a chance to look through the catalog. Is there any basic level classes that the scouts really need to pay attention to and get signed up for before they fill up? Anything else we left off? I thought of one that I didn't put on that slide. Let me go back to it again.
We do have a couple of good classes for crossover. If you're a bear leader and your scouts are getting ready to cross over to Webelos, this is a class for the leader that's going to cross over to be a Webelos leader. If you have Webelos and you're getting ready to try and cross them over to a troop, we have a class for that as well. And it's a Webelos to Scouts BSA crossover. And so this is a class for the den leaders, patrol. I'm trouble talking. The Webelos patrol den leader to learn what you need to know to get your scouts into that next phase.
Right. Yes. So 2 good transition classes for folks that are getting geared up for that phase of scouting life for young Cub Scouts. That's and some of the folks in the comments I recognize as being seasoned leaders or people who've kind of been around for a while that know scouting, but who those leaders are. And we're kind of counting on you, viewers and watchers today, to get those people there because that makes your life easier. It means that you won't, you're not going to be the Webelos den leader forever. That's actually not how scouting is supposed to work at all.
Yep. And we probably have some new leaders who are going to be attending University of Scouting, like you mentioned earlier. And so we've got some classes for them. Like if you show up for a den meeting and you go, all right, well, now what do I do? I have classes like Pack Pizzazz, and I have classes similar to that will help you get those exciting den meetings and help you with crossover ceremonies.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the Pinewood Derby class earlier. It's classes like that get you as a new den leader into the skill group that you need to be in to make sure your scouts have fun with it.
Perfect. And we'll go back to this topic through the rest of the program. If there's any other basic, classes that people really need to get signed up for, and I'll just keep thinking of stuff as we go along. And anyway, there's just a lot of important things that I don't want people to miss. It's a big catalog, and sometimes it's hard to pick through.
53 classes to choose from.
It's a lot to pick through. What do I take? List that down in the comments right now. If you're a viewer, have you already registered, and what classes are you most interested in hearing about before the end of the show, and we're gonna chat about that or answer any questions that you have about that right now here live on the program. So anticipating, I mean, I'm looking forward to the Dutch oven cooking classes and things like that always, but just because I know that the food's going to be good. So which brings us to the next point. Number 9 is the midway. So I'm, the midway, we've kind of, during my years doing University of Scouting, which was 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 years ago, we toyed with this and had it off and on, but you guys have been doing this for a couple years now since I've been away. Tell me a little bit more about the midway.
Well, Phil, why don't you tell us about some of the council opportunities that are going to be presented there? Because I know you know that full list.
Oh, yeah, we've got a lot of really cool opportunities we have. We're going to have, obviously, summer camp, 70th anniversary is going to have a presence there. We're going to have Wood Badge, NYLT, all these really big council-level activities for you and your scouts to participate in. They're going to be there so you can get one-on-one interactions with people. So you can talk to the people running the events, answer questions that you might have, really get good quality one-on-one time with these individuals.
Absolutely. And we got some districts that are going to be presenting as well. I know we're going to have some people there to talk about the Cherokee District Winter Camporee Klondike Derby, I believe it is.
Yep.
We're going to have people there to talk to you about the Advance-A-Ramas coming up in the next month or two from Appalachia and from Sweetwater District.
Yeah.
We're going to have something special. We haven't had this in several years, a history of scouting exhibit. I don't know if you were at Scout Show this past spring, but a fellow named Rich Fugler was there, and he has a great exhibit of a history of scouting, uniforms, books, all kinds of great things. And he's going to bring his exhibit for you to show it to you there at Midway as well.
Oh, Mr. Rich is such a great guy. He's so humble. He thought he brought. I asked him to bring, a mini version of that to Cub Scout Day Camp this year and be one of our visitors. And he thought, well, no, I don't think the kids will enjoy that. I mean, I had not seen them that quiet the entire week while he was there. They were enamored with him, talking about historical artifacts and things. That's just the stuff that he brought. So I thought that was so awesome, and I love that that's going to be part of the midway this year. Any other things we're looking forward to on the midway from you guys?
We had a special presenter last year on the midway. His name is David French, and he's one of our executive board members. And he taught bring my screen back up there, Daniel. I'll show you this. These are called friendship knots, and these are tied with a special little knot. These are 2 of the colors we had last year. And so what we did was David came to University of Scouting and stood there on the midway all morning and taught people how to tie this knot. And I'm trying to get it on the camera. It's a real nice little decorative knot. And what David would do is whenever he would meet someone, he would make friends with them, and he would give them a friendship knot. And I kind of enjoyed it as well and learned how to tie the knots. And it's just a great way to make friends with people and a great icebreaker when you meet someone. So we have David is not going to be able to be there this year, but David has sent paracord, and it'll be 2 new colors that you haven't seen yet. And I have a new assistant that is going to come, and she and I are going to be teaching people how to make friendship knots once again this year on the midway.
Cool.
So
yeah.
We're gonna carry along with Mr. French's legacy here.
Well, that is just a very cool tradition. Actually, he was at a meeting that I was at recently, and I didn't know what that was about. That must be like that's kind of his thing. But
it is his thing.
What a great tradition, and
it's a lot of fun.
More stuff like that. It kind of goes back to the 4th point that we talked about today, networking too, where we'll get to just get a chance to network with a lot of scouters, past and present, throughout the day. Lynn asked a really important question here, Phil. Maybe you can answer this. Anyone talking about Winterfest in Gatlinburg?
Oh yeah, I'm sure we will have some information at Winterfest there for everybody. That's coming up 3 months away. Hard to believe. Yeah, up in Gatlinburg.
Yep. So I'm just jotting that down in pen ink. That's queued up now. I guess there will be now, yep. Lynn. Thank you for asking. So is there any room left on the midway, Mr. Ed?
There is room left. We're also going to have someone there from our Camp Master program, Mr. Jim Henderson. He's going to be there to talk to everyone about what Camp Masters are and what they do at our local camps. And Camp Mastering, if you don't know, is a program where volunteers come out and volunteer some of their time on the weekends, and you serve as a replacement for the camp ranger, and you help scouts get checked in, and you help families get settled, and you just go around and have a good time working with scouts and making sure the camp stays safe. And you get a nice little apartment to live in for the weekend while you're there.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
it's a great program, and it
We
helps the
need camp
rangers.
masters. Almost every event you've been at, you probably most of our viewers probably don't realize almost every event you've been at, there was a camp master. That's a volunteer that kind of aids and helps our rangers out at one or the other camp. But
Because nobody wants to work 7 days a week, right?
Yeah, those guys, and those guys, they put in their time. And then 1,000 people show up at camp.
Yeah.
It's like, woo. So we need camp masters, and I'm glad that Mr. Jim is going to be there to talk about that. So that was the anything else left on the midway? Lynn said he put said 5-star suite. You mean?
Yeah, but you don't tip well enough, do you?
Yeah.
You got to make sure and leave that 20 under the pillow.
Yeah. Looking forward to another great midway. On point number 10 here, we're almost through. We're through the heart of the order here, folks.
Okay, this is a great one. This is a great one. So I'm going to start off.
I didn't really put any caveats to this. I didn't put any subtitles or headings. It's just
I'm going to give away $70 of council money. Can I do that? And before Phil's head explodes, I'm going to tell you that the food at University of Scouting the best food there is from the food classes. So we have a class called Dutch oven cooking. Dutch oven cooking is led by a husband and wife team, and they love big classes. And we have 7 more spaces left in their classes. And guess what? You don't have to buy if you take Dutch oven cooking. You don't have to buy lunch. So everyone who signs up for Dutch oven cooking instantly saves $10. That's an instant coupon for $10. And we have 7 spaces left right now in that class. So if you go sign up for University of Scouting right away and get in that Dutch oven cooking class, you have instantly saved $10. And Phil, that's $70 of council money that I just gave away for you. You're welcome.
That is A-okay. That's for a good cause.
I think that's A-okay. And Rob says, awesome class and well worth it. I hope that's what you were talking about, Rob.
Rob took that class last year. His picture's on the website somewhere.
You know what? I think we have some instructors on here too. If you're an instructor, throw your own shout out into the class you want everybody to take. Here's Peter talking about, don't forget the Canva class. Yes. We talk about Canva all the time. And it can be a daunting but what a useful tool that incorporates, new media and social media and AI all in one thing to help you promote your scouting unit and just makes us look sharp when we're using Canva. I love Canva. It's one of my favorite new tools that I've learned about.
And a talented instructor who taught me how to use Canva.
Yes. And Rose says I signed up. I think she's talking about the Dutch oven class, by the way, Rose. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
And Eric said thrifty. A random point of the Scout law thrown right in there. Oh, thrifty.
Well, that's the same as giving away council money. You're being thrifty, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, so it's so you don't have to order lunch. You'll go to the food class. This is why it's
they're going to make multiples.
That's
you will eat well.
Yeah, agreed. So I'll buy lunch also, but I'm gonna go visit the food. I have to taste.
Well, yeah, yeah. You'd be remiss not to go visit them at least.
Knots, and more knots. 101. That's 101 and 301. Rob is asking you, please go sign up for my class.
Yep.
I can't tell you how important I think knots are. I'm a Scout skills guy at camp. That's what I did. So that is, I hope you'll go sign up for Rob's class. Rob,
we haven't had the advanced knots class in several years. And so we have an instructor from out in Cherokee District. Does anybody know Rooster? Anybody know Rooster Poole? He's going to be there. And he has agreed to teach this advanced knots class for us. And so, a lot of the things that he's going to go into are things that you don't normally see at a Scout meeting or that you don't normally see the Scouts doing. And it's going to be things that you can learn and take back to them. So it should be a really good class.
Peter said, I'm not teaching that. I'm not teaching that, meaning he's not teaching the Canva class, but he is teaching how the OA can strengthen your unit. So go sign up for that one. Peter's going to be, that is actually a really good topic to learn about, because there's so many people I know that will be at University of Scouting that don't know anything about the Order of the Arrow. One of our sponsors of today's show as well. But learn more about how what kinds of things they do in your district. There are local Order of the Arrow participants that know that this is their task, and they make that a part of it. Elizabeth is on the show today. Sign up for mine. She's teaching Pack Pizzazz.
That's right. We plugged that a little while ago.
Yeah. If you missed the show earlier, in the earlier part, we did make a big plug for Pack Pizzazz earlier. That's one of our teachers. I love the idea of it, and you'll love all the ideas that Elizabeth has on that. Brett says Rooster is awesome. Yes, Rooster is awesome. I haven't seen him at much. I saw him at one or maybe one camping thing over the spring or summer, but love that guy, and he's going to do a great job.
He's a good one right there.
Yeah. This is a great show. You guys are really into it today. Peter says we'll be led by the youth. Which one? Peter, I may have
OA
missed.
class.
Oh, the OA class.
Yep.
So he's part of that, but it's going to be led by the youth. That's a good thing. And that's one thing people don't know about OA is that it is a youth, that it's very youth led. That the Order of the Arrow. Craig says first class in the first year. Is that Craig? Are you teaching that class? And
Craig is
what a
teaching
treat there. So oh, that's right. Yeah, he's one of our instructor highlights. If you saw on our Facebook page, one of our instructor highlights, Chris teaching first class in the first year, so important. And Peter does confirm it is that he was talking about the OA class. Craig confirming, yes, teaching first class in the first year. And thank you all for being on the show with us today. We're not done with the show, by the way. We've still got 2 points to cover, but please keep throwing those comments and shout outs down in the comments. Let us know, what class are you teaching? And we want to put a plug in for you here on the show, so folks watching will see. Acquire this is we don't have to read through this whole one.
There you go. Outdoors 101. That's a good one that you had.
Point number 11 was adventure ideas, and you can get adventure ideas not just in the Midway experience and through networking. Just being at lunch, you'll get adventure ideas. But I sort of anticipated. Did I put the right ones up here?
You put a few of them.
This is a good number.
Yep. So I'll tell you about the backpacking. We actually have some really good backcountry classes. One of them is backcountry hygiene. So if you are going on a trek with your scouts or your crew for an extended period of time, it's kind of important to know about the hygiene aspect of being out away from running water and facilities for an extended period of time. So a good class to know about. We have a backpacking and wilderness camping class, and this class is taught by an avid backpacker who I think she's still section hiking the Appalachian Trail, and that's Lynn Butler. And she's going to be teaching this class again this year. And it's going to be a really great class. Last year, she said, I had
Lynn
so much to cover, but only had 1 hour to do it in. So we've added another hour so she can cover everything she wants to cover in this class. And the last one is backcountry and backpacking cooking, which I think we mentioned earlier that David Moore is teaching. So we have spaces in that class, amazingly enough. And that's another one of those hands-on cooking classes. So you can cook your own lunch, and you shouldn't have to buy a lunch if you're in that class. That should be covered.
There you go. Saving money again. Screen cap this slide real quick. If you don't know what to sign up for, if you're here for the adventure ideas, these are the ones that you need to go check out. There's a lot of others. The Leave No Trace parts 1 and 2. I thought of a couple of others from the catalog specifically to add in there, but so many great adventure ideas. And that's really what scouting's all about. This is, again, one of the more valuable things that you'll attend for is the adventure ideas. Put the adventure in scouting, and hopefully that was of value to you. Final point of the day, and the show's not over, by the way. We got one more giveaway, so stay with us. But final point of the day is a cool patch. Hold that one back up again there.
This is actually last year's patch.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh man, I should have brought in this year's patch as a sneak preview, but it's sitting out in my car right now.
I just didn't have time, and you were coming back from the game, so I didn't have a chance. And this is 2017's patch right here on the slide, but the University of Scouting patch collectors. You know, there's a lot of other things going on at and I know that you don't come out to things like University of Scouting for the patch, but you can't leave the patch out of the collection. And you know, some people ask you, what is this about patches? It's kind of a big deal in Scouts, and you'll meet a lot of what we call thread heads at University of Scouting. Who knows? Maybe I'll bring my little modest, humble patch collection. Maybe we'll put some patch blankets down on the midway, right, Mr. Ed?
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some patch trading going on. That'd be nice.
What a great show. A lot of good interaction from the audience. We want to say thank you and see you at University of Scouting. One more giveaway. Give us a shout out here. Tell me what class you just signed up for down in the comments. If you are registering today, I've got one more outdoor mess kit to give away for the next guy or gal that comments. What class did you sign up for based on our comments or based on our show today? What class are you most excited for? What class are you anticipating? Not one that you're teaching, by the way, one that you're looking forward to attending and being in. Drop that down there in the comments right now and snag the second of, and then I'm going to announce the winner here in just a second as we say our goodbyes. The 12 Points live stream is the live stream show that comes on periodically here, featuring Alex, Phil, and Daniel each week, and or each time we come on. We've got lots of different topics coming up after the new year, specifically with spring camping and outdoor adventure, summer camp. A lot of new things, Phil, new things coming up. And one thing that we sort of halfway promised in the promo today, but didn't get to, but we've got some new Cub Scout summer outdoor activities going on next summer that you're going to want to hear about. And we're going to do that here on the 12 Points live stream. It's going to be awesome. Ed, man, what did you think being on the show? What did you think?
I enjoyed it. Love being here.
Man, you drew a crowd today, man. It was
one of our biggest streams for sure.
Well, I hope I see all of them there.
It's one of the biggest ones we've had in the while. Today's show brought to you by the Mowogo Lodge, Order of the Arrow, serving the Northeast Georgia Council. Mowogo Lodge and the Order of the Arrow is Scouting's National Honor Society. And when you see an OA member at University of Scouting or in any of your adventures, be sure to thank them for what they do. I was at a Mowogo Lodge. I didn't get a chance to drop in a couple slides about that today, but Phil, I mean, that was awesome at Scoutland.
It was so cool. We had so many people out there. A ton of work got done. You will notice a lot of really cool things when you head up to Scoutland next time, especially when you check out the campsites and all the new picnic tables that are out there.
Yeah, the new picnic tables, and I was telling somebody, I think the picnic tables that we're replacing are the ones that I built at my first encampment, probably. At my ordeal ceremony, which was way back in 1991.
I couldn't quite hear that.
Sorry, I couldn't hear on that one.
Did I get that off the mic there?
Yeah.
Lynn, you didn't list a class. You did not win that time, but that does bear mentioning. Classes are great, but the camaraderie is where it's at. We need to have you on the show one time, Lynn. Thank you for saying that. And I hope you'll be there on the midway for NYLT. Lynn, are you going to be at the University of Scouting doing on the midway? Peter mentioned NCAP. You're signed up for the NCAP training. That's good. That's an important class to be in. You did not win, Peter. Sorry.
We actually have 2 NCAP classes. I'll go ahead and pitch that. We have 2 great instructors and who are very knowledgeable. And one is Mike Hyde. He's teaching the basics class. Great class for anybody that's planning an event for Scouts. And then we have a deep dive taught by our own camp director.
Oh, yes.
And So he's going to be there talking about all of the really specific stuff that someone would need to know to run a big event like a council event or something like that.
Yeah. So that's Brandon. Is that where we're
Yes,
talking
Brandon
about?
Parham.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. If you haven't met Brandon Parham, he again, just another treat. Getting to meet an exciting guy like that. Our camp director at Camp Rainy Mountain, Brandon, teaching that. That's awesome.
Always full of energy. Yeah.
And widely recognized in the southern in our area as the top guy to ask questions about NCAP. If you're planning an event upcoming for your district or in the council, Peter's talking about. He said, "Go figure." He's talking about not winning. Sorry, I was pulling for you, but it's actually Mr. Brett LeBar. Brett, let me write it down in the link. You win the camp cooking cookware, brought to you by the Trading Post at and your local scout shop. Visit your local scout shop. Let me write down Brett's name. Last and parting comments. Brett, there you go. Yay.
Let me throw in a couple of parting comments. So we didn't when we were talking about the Midway, we didn't talk about the OA Trading Post. So Mike Hyde is going to be there making name tags.
Actually, I
so
had a note
like
here.
A custom name tag made for your uniform. He's going to be there representing the OA Trading Post and making name tags for the day. And also, I think we've talked about this for an hour now. And have we actually said when University of Scouting is occurring? It will be next Saturday. It's next Saturday. It's almost there.
Whole show, and we didn't say when it's going to be. I'm busy rifling back through the slides.
So we have just a few days left of online registration. So
yes, that's right.
Let me tell you, you can show up and register on the day of the event. I don't think we have too many classes that are completely full right now, so there'll be space. But I would encourage you to save that money and go ahead and register online. I think it closes on Wednesday, so you have until Wednesday to register online and save that money and don't be a walk-in. You will get the same selection, but you will appreciate it much better if you go ahead and sign up.
I had this banner ready to go at the top of the show, and I totally forgot to put it. Sorry. Okay. And there it is. University of Scouting at Frank Osborne Middle School, December 2, 2003. When do you need to register? You need to register right now. Hit that QR code, and you'll get to meet all four of us. We're all going to be there at the University of Scouting. Screen cap this slide real quick for us, friends, as we close out the show. And we're coming up on just 1 hour and 2 minutes, and we've never gone that long before. What a great show. Thank you guys for being with us today. That was awesome. Thank you, Mr. Ed. Thanks for being on the show with us today.
Thanks for having me.
You guys, Phil, Alex, any final words?
Well, and before we go, I do have to make sure to give you a shout out, Daniel. A big happy birthday to Daniel Victoria. Today's his big day. So drop in the comments, wish Daniel a happy birthday. He doesn't want me to say
I was trying to make it off the show without somebody saying. I thought, man, I almost made it through the whole show.
A big happy birthday to Daniel Victoria. Thank you for all you do.
Happy birthday.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes. Thank you guys very much. Great show. I'm gonna throw the there we go. Okay, all right. We'll sit here and just for we're gonna get Emily on. That's it. No more. Okay, Rose. All right, Stacey,
there's no way you're escaping this one, Daniel.
All right, all right. Okay, okay. Thank you, Brett. Thank you. All right, Scott. Thank you. Okay, all right, Peter. Thank you. Yes. Okay. All right. Here we go. Rob. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Doug. Yeah. Oh, Doug said thanks, guys. See everyone Saturday. That's it. The show's Doug said that.
They're not going to stop. They're going to keep coming in.
They're going to keep coming. Thank you guys for being with us today. We're going to boop right on out of here. Thanks again. And hey, don't forget, hit the like and subscribe button. Rejoin us on the rebroadcast on YouTube. We're going to, I guess we're just going to let it fade out here. You guys check out as soon as you like. Thanks for being on the show today, Mr. Ed. Phil, thanks for rushing back from the Falcons game. Hey, rise up, Falcons. Way to go.
Rise up. Good win today. Good win today.
First place or a share of first place, right?
Yep, first place.
Thank you, Peter. God bless you. Thanks for saying
that. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
Nicely done.
Good night.
All right, we're out. That ends the stream.